Bullet Train tells the story of an unlucky assassin named Ladybug who is determined to do his job perfectly after one too many gigs go off the rails. Fate, however, may have other plans as Ladybug's latest mission puts him on a collision course with lethal adversaries from around the globe, all with connected yet conflicting objectives on the world's fastest train. Hey, what is up everybody? It's me, Anthony. I just got back from watching The Bullet Train. Thank you again, AMC, for giving me that advanced screening. And let's talk about this Brad Pitt, David Leitch film, because I feel like I've seen this before. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. I mean, I just really literally felt like I'd seen this movie before, literally this year. It's called The Lost City. Granted, though, this one has a lot more violence and gore, but it has the same cast. But this one has the same cast as Sandra Bullock and Brad Pitt again doing their thing, you know. At this point, they just need to be in every movie together because turns out pretty good every time. But if you've watched a David Leitch film, you know, the Deadpool films or Atomic Blonde or even Hobbs and Shaw, which I actually kind of liked, then you kind of know what you're in for with this type of film. It's high octane, it's a lot of action. The story may be meh, which this film, the story is kind of meh, but I typically like those films because I grew up on 80s actions film, and those movies usually didn't have really good story, but the action and the charisma of the leads are what drove those films. And I got scrutinized last year for liking a movie called Kate and another film called Jolt, starring Kate Beckinsale, and I loved those movies. Those movies were crazy, right up my alley. It's kind of similar to this film that we're talking about right now, and that makes this even more weird, this review even more weird, because I didn't really like this movie. There's aspects that I liked about the film. Brad Pitt as the lead, even though Brad Pitt has like a sketchy past. Should we like him? Or should we not like him? But nevertheless, he's good in this film. Sandra Bullock, like I said, and the plethora of the amazing cast that this film has. Everybody's doing good. You know, Joey King is like an up-and-comer for me. She does an amazing job in here. You have the Aaron Taylor Johnson dude. I think I said his name wrong. But the guy from Kick-Ass. Every time I see him in another movie other than Kick-Ass, I'm like, dude, you're the dude from Kick-Ass. The scrawny kid from Kick-Ass. And now you look like this. I'm impressed. The movie's high octane, like I said, David Leitch films are usually, and you know, you get a lot of action here, a lot of good choreography, a lot of like not as much stunt work as you would think in the other films. Has kind of like a vibe, like a Tarantino kind of vibe to it, just a little bit, a little tinge, kind of like a Kill Bill film in a sense. I did like that aspect. But for me, I'm just gonna go straight to what really just makes me feel weird about this film. It's just the storytelling, the fast-pacedness of the storytelling, the quickness of the storytelling. It doesn't give you time to breathe. So we're trying to develop certain characters that are shown in this film, and there's a lot of characters, so they have to give us a lot of information in a short amount of time. And I know that's difficult to do, but you know, I've been spoiled with Marvel movies and how they do it so well and effortlessly. I mean, say what you will about Phase 4 right now, they're kind of like, it's kind of all over the place. But past phases of the Marvel universe have shown that you can do this kind of like quick, fast-paced storytelling in a condensed amount of time. And you know, like I said, it's not easy, it's a skill, and in this film they just don't really execute it, in my opinion. I found myself a lot of the time just looking at the screen while they're telling me this backstory quickly about some character, and then the character is gone in 2 seconds and you're just like, what was that even for? Like, am I supposed to care about this? And it's a shame, like I said, because the cast is amazing. You build up these characters that should be seeming interesting, but there's not enough love and care, in my opinion, that put into their story for me to actually care about what is their fate. And that includes Brad Pitt's character, because we know a little bit, just a little bit, and I'm not asking to know his like birth certificate or anything, but I just need just a little tiny bit more of backstory of why I should, you know, care about this guy. But Brad Pitt is doing everything that he could to sell this character with what little backstory that they give you. He's really trying to convince you that this character is a person that is really distraught of him having bad luck and is really convinced that he is cursed or something. But for me, I just wanted a little bit more backstory on his like past jobs. They give you a little bit in this movie, but not enough for me to personally like grab onto. But with that being said, that little gripe that I have with the film, it's not saying that this is a bad film at all. I think a lot of people are going to like this film. Actually, according to Rotten Tomatoes, last time I checked, it was like at a 60% critics rating. I don't know what the audience score is, but from what I've seen on Twitter with my colleagues and everything, they pretty much enjoy this film, and I'm kind of in the middle. Like, I'm kind of just like a toss-up. I don't think this movie is terrible. I don't think this movie is particularly that good. There is one thing that I wanted to talk about, because I did find that this was kind of funny. I noticed it a little bit in this film, that this is a movie that has serious scenes in it. You know, serious topics. And this movie is praised, from what I've seen by critics, that you know, it breaks the serious tone with comedy in different moments, you know, making it seem a little bit more, you know, easier to digest. And I'm kind of confused, because I thought that's what you guys hated. But overall, guys, I thought that Bullet Train was alright. I love the cast. The cast alone is enough for you to go see. So if you like any of the cast that's in this film, go watch it, because they're going to be represented in a way that you're going to like, you're going to clap, you're going to cheer, you're going to cry. But for me, it's just not enough character development for certain characters. I didn't find myself really laughing at a lot of the jokes that are in the film, but again, that's comedy, you know, some jokes land for certain people. But if you have seen Bullet Train, let me know what you think in the comments down below, and if you are planning on seeing Bullet Train, let me know what you are expecting to see. Also, guys, don't forget to check out my Twitter so you can stay up to date with my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, guys, keep watching movies.